Hey everyone, Cody from Mactelecom Networks. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at UniFi Endpoint and what it can and what it can't do. I get quite a few emails or people pinging me on Discord asking about certain things within UniFi Endpoint, so that's what we're going to go through here. If you'd like to support my channel, I do have Ubiquiti affiliate links and other affiliate links down in the description below, as well as that Discord. So let's get right into it. The very first thing that we need to do, we need to enable UniFi Identity Endpoint, and you can find that under the settings, and then you'll see identity. What this is telling us it could do smart door access, one-click Wi-Fi, one-click VPN, but it could also do camera sharing. You'd see that it's available for iOS, Android, macOS, and Windows. I'm going to click I agree to UniFi Identity's terms and service, and we're going to press get started. If you already have users created and they have an email associated to it, it will push out a UniFi Identity Endpoint invitation. So we'll press get started. Identity has now been set up, and there's a couple things that we could do right from this setting page. You can see at the top we have our site logo, and by default it's just the Ubiquiti logo, but I'm going to change mine to be my Mactelecom logo. After we change our logo, we can see our services, and Identity offers services based on the applications that are installed on the console. So if you don't see smart door access, that's because you're not running UniFi access on the console. So we have smart door access, we have one-click Wi-Fi, one-click VPN, camera sharing, and the Talk Softphone. So the Talk Softphone, that would be with the Pro subscription for UniFi Talk. I'm going to enable it all. I'm going to click on the one-click Wi-Fi as well, and I'm just going to apply the changes. So enabling one-click Wi-Fi, it comes up with the warning, enabling one-click Wi-Fi will temporarily disrupt the Wi-Fi network at the site. Are you sure you want to proceed? And I'm going to press enable. Under the services, we have our service settings. So we have one-click Wi-Fi, we have one-click VPN, which was the default DNS suffix, and then we have the VPN tunnel mode. So we could say all traffic goes out this, or we could do split tunneling, and we could say which subnets to go out. We're going to leave everything at default for this. Now, under the identity credentials, every time you create a new user right now, because this is checked off, they will auto send out an invite. So if you don't want that, you'll want to check that off. For extra security, you could require a verification code when loading a credential, so you could turn that on or off if you want. And then we have the invitation expiration. If you're doing a massive UniFi access deployment, you may not want to set this to 1 day. You might want to go up to 14 days, depending on when the employees come into the office and they see the invitation. If not, when those expire, you're going to have to re-push them out. We also could set up with directory integrations, which we're not going to do in this video. And then we have manage, add to an existing workspace. So this would be for UniFi Identity Enterprise, and then we could deactivate UniFi Identity altogether. The way that I'm showing you here today, this is all completely free. UniFi Identity Enterprise, that does have a cost to it. Before we go ahead and install UniFi Endpoint on our PC as well as our phone, let's take a look at the settings that we could do with the one-click Wi-Fi and the one-click VPN. When you have those turned on, it automatically creates the VPN as well as the Wi-Fi SSID for you. It says UniFi Identity and our network is the native network, so you may not want to have that. So we'll click on it, and then we could change that to whatever you want, maybe Mactelecom staff. And we could also change the network VLAN by choosing whichever one we want. This is our VPN settings. It says one-click VPN. The type is a WireGuard. It will show our IP that we're using and the WAN interface, as well as active clients. We're going to go ahead and we're going to click on this. We could see the name of the VPN. We could see the server address, and then it says add client, but we're going to do that through our users. So scrolling down a little bit, we could actually manually set what we want this. So it says listens on all interfaces or select interfaces, and then we could change the IP gateway and the subnet. Right now it's set to 192.168.1.1, but we could have that whatever we want and then apply the changes. We've seen the settings of UniFi Endpoint. Now let's put it to the test and see how we actually use it. So I'm going to create a brand new user. We'll click on create new, and then we're going to create new user. You can upload by CSV if you have a ton of different users. I'm just going to call this UniFi. And then I'm going to do UniFi as well for the first and last name. The email will be unifi@mactelecomnetworks.com. Now we could specify if we want this user to be an admin, which we don't, and we could also put them in a group. So if you have a building with maybe 20 different clients in it, you could have each one of those groups, and then you could assign door policies to them. The next thing that we want, we need to give them whatever permissions we'd like. So we could do touch pass, we could do NFC card, face photo, license plate, or our PIN, we're not going to do any of that for this specific user. Now we have different assignments. So this is what we're going to say we want to give them. So if we want to give them one-click Wi-Fi and one-click VPN, you'd want to turn that on. And then we want to give them access, protect, and talk. We're just going to do all of it so that you guys can see the applications. So I'm going to click on access. It's going to ask us the door policy that you want to assign to this user. Right now, I only have a default site policy as I only have one reader hooked up. Under protect, this is where we will do our camera sharing. So I'm going to click on protect, and then we're going to add shared cameras. So you could select whichever camera you want to give to this certain individual, and each person could have a different custom camera layout if they want. So I'm going to say my AI bullet. I'll scroll down a little bit, and then we'll just say the G6 180, and we'll add that. Under talk, this will be for our Softphone, and you must have a UniFi Talk Pro subscription to be able to use this, and you get 5 seats. So I'm going to check that off. We're going to scroll down, and it says the number. Well, the number that I'm going to use is my Mactelecom number, which goes into my smart attendant. We could select an outgoing number if we want, if you have multiple numbers, and then we could set an extension. I'm just going to say 0002. Now we could give them permissions to do outbound intercom and outbound paging. We're just going to leave it as that. And then we have available soft phones, and you could see that it's 5 out of 5, and I'm just going to hit the check off button. We have that user now created, and you could see all of the assignments that they have. So they have Wi-Fi, they have our one-click VPN, they have access policies for our doors, they have camera sharing, and they also have a soft phone. So let's go into our email, and I'll first show you how to set it up on your computer, and then we'll do it on my iPhone. And this is the email that's been sent out. Hi UniFi, you have been invited to access UniFi identity resources on this site, Mactelecom PM, and we're going to click on Get Started. Now there's 2 different ways that we could do this. We could set up on this computer, or we could set up on the phone. I'm going to download UniFi Endpoint for the computer. Now with that downloaded, I already actually had it downloaded. We do have an update, so I'm going to go ahead and then we're going to update UniFi Endpoint. The UniFi Endpoint has now been updated. What we need to do next is click on Load Your Credentials. All right, and there we have it. That's how easy it is to get it set up. You could see here that we have our one-click Wi-Fi, and we also have our one-click VPN. So to turn either of these on, you just need to hit this little toggle switch. UniFi Endpoint will live in your system tray, so if you ever need to turn on the Wi-Fi or the VPN, you could find it there. You'd also report an issue and notify an IT admin. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click that. And then we're going to say we're having Wi-Fi issues, Wi-Fi disconnecting. I'm going to submit that, and then we'll take a look at where we find that. To find the identity user reports, it's going to be found under our system logs, which you could see here. I'm going to go ahead and we'll click on this one. It says the event and what it was. It shows the severity, and we also see the category, and we were told by the user. I named that user UniFi. It's showing us what the report or the reported issue was. The only issue with this, we can't set an alarm to actually notify an admin. So unless they're actually monitoring this all the time, they're probably going to miss some of those identity user reports. It would be nice to be able to have an alarm, so if an identity user report comes through, it would ping us or push through to our email. The web application for UniFi Endpoint only gives us one-click Wi-Fi and one-click VPN. So let's go ahead and get it downloaded on our phone. I have my phone pulled up, and it's going to be the same process as what we did on our computer. So I'm going to click on the email. I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to click on Get Started. We're going to open up with Chrome or whatever browser of your choice, and it's bringing us right to the UniFi Endpoint page, and this is for the Apple Store, and I'm going to press Get. The UniFi Endpoint application is now on my phone, and I'm going to press on Load Credentials. And now we could see everything that we could do within the phone application. So it says upload face photo for face unlock. That's if you have readers that are capable of that. We have doors, we have Wi-Fi, we have one-click VPN, we have our 2 cameras, you could see our talk phone, and we also have report an issue. Let's take a look at the cameras. I'm going to press on them, and you can see that we're looking at my AI bullet. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, you would be able to select between both of the cameras. Now going back, we could view all of our doors by clicking on the 3-button icon. And we're going to allow Bluetooth. That's because that's how it works with these readers. And now we could see right up top, it says main office door. So this is Bluetooth enabled. It will show you the door that you're closest to. If I press that, it's going to unlock the door. If you have multiple doors and you want to unlock another one, all you need to do is click on the 3 dots, and you can see all of the doors that you have access to. And that's going to be my walkthrough of UniFi Endpoint, and we use this all the time, specifically for door access. We just did a deployment where I had to push out to over 300 users, and this works really well. But you may be asking yourself, what if you have a same company but multiple locations? Can you use this? Well, you can with the new UniFi fabrics, which I'll be doing a full video on. If you have any questions about UniFi Endpoint, leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, thanks.